What is the worst mistake you've ever made? When we'd go to visit my brother-in-law, we'd usually find a restaurant to grab a bite before heading home. He lived about an hour and a half away by car. The last few times we went to a small pub that specialized in buffalo wings. At the back of the menu, they advertised a hot wing challenge where if you finish their hottest wings, you eat free. I like spicy things. I have a large collection of hot sauce at home. I have tried most of the world's super hot peppers, and I've won numerous hot wing challenges. Usually, I'm fine, but as I've aged, occasionally I find that my stomach suffers. Nothing too extreme, but a lot of noise and sometimes a bit of the ring of fire. So when I saw this challenge for the first time, without an ounce of hesitation, I ordered the challenge wings. The waitress asked, "Are you sure?" To which I replied, "I like hot foods, and I can't turn down an opportunity to eat free wings." She laughed and got my wings. They were hot, but I had definitely eaten hotter. And so, I got my free wings, paid for my girlfriend's meal and my beer, and went on my way. In the coming months, I did this twice more. Each time, the waitress would ask, "Are you sure?" Each time, I would say yes. Each time, I got free wings. It was wonderful. Cut to the day of this specific incident. We go to our favorite wing place. We waltz in with an air of familiarity and seat ourselves. The waitress, whom I later find out is the owner, comes to take our order. My girlfriend, daughters, and brother-in-law all order. Then the waitress turns to me and asks what I'll be having. I say, "I'd like to do the hot wing challenge, please." The waitress once again asks, "Are you sure?" This is where I messed up. I stupidly told her, "Oh yeah. I've done this a lot." Now when you tell the owner of an establishment that you've already eaten a free meal at their place and now you're just there to fleece them out of another order of wings, they do not take it well. Our previously friendly waitress turns to me and coldly says, "Oh, have you? Then this should be easy for you." It was not. My wings came, everyone's eyes went wide, and they leaned away from my meal. Instantly, everyone's eyes watered, and the owner grins a big, toothy, mirthless grin. She says, "Enjoy," and walked away. I cannot convey to you in mere words the pain I suffered eating these wings. I took my first bite, and it was searing doom. An explosion of nuclear fire blanketed my palate, not unlike what I'm sure the people at Pompeii would have experienced during the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. My body began shivering and sweating. A river of snot and tears ran from my face. I went to the washroom to cry to myself and question my life choices 2 different times. Though no one expected me to finish. I endured. When it was finally over, everyone was silent. We paid without a word and left. In the car, my girlfriend turned to me and tentatively asked, "Are you okay?" When I nodded in the affirmative, she asked, "Are you sure?" I just looked at her, expressionless. We began our drive home. Again, I would like to reiterate that generally, I don't experience much in the way of after effects from spicy foods. This was different though. I could feel the burn in my esophagus still, right down to my stomach. And my stomach was getting worse. I was getting bloated and uncomfortable. About a half hour into this hour-and-a-half drive, it was becoming increasingly worse to the point where I'm shifting uncomfortably in the driver's seat. My girlfriend again asks if I'm okay. I tell her, something is off. She suggested stopping to use the bathroom, which I declined. I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and I felt like it had best be at home when it did instead of some filthy gas station restroom. An hour into the drive, and this discomfort is full-on pain. Bad pain. I step on the gas, blowing well past the speed limit. I didn't care. I just needed to get home. My stomach had decided that it was no longer going to house these abominations, and one way or the other, they were coming out. When we finally got there, I put the car in park and ran to the front door. I fumbled with my keys while everyone else got out of the car. The door finally opened, and I vaulted up the stairs 4 at a time while simultaneously undoing my pants. It was a race to the toilet, and I was losing. Just as I got to the bathroom, it happened. I got the door mostly closed before a violent spray erupted from my back end, painting the back of the door and the floor. To minimize the splash zone, I made an executive decision. The bathtub instead of the toilet. I launched myself into the tub and started doing my best to get my clothes off. All the while, I'm violently letting it all out and throwing up all over myself. My girlfriend, God love her, came upstairs. With a look of absolute disgust at my vile bodily expulsions, she took my dirty clothes away and cleaned the door, walls, and floor. She came back upstairs after starting the laundry and turned the shower on for my battered, burning body. I was cowering in the fetal position as the warm water hit me, still amazed at the lashback a pound of spicy buffalo wings was able to put forth. She asked me in a sweet voice if I had learned my lesson. I feebly replied, yes.
I started smoking at age 18. It was the worst mistake in my life. It cost me my relationship with my significant other, and it hurted my grade dramatically. For any other that sees this, please avoid smoking at all costs.